Hello everyone and welcome back. If you have the opportunity to swipe and give a hype to this video, please do so because it really helps this little channel like us. The beauty of talking about board games and sharing my experience with you guys is that sometimes we get games in the office that we never heard about before, like a City of Demons by Nightingale's Games, which I want to thank them for giving this review copy. This is a two-player only push your luck game. This is a post-apocalyptic world where you are trying to go into the city, avoid the demons, avoid radiation, and all things that can kill you to reach the final beacon and say that you're alive and they can come and rescue eventually. And for whatever reason, it is a race between you and your opponent who is going to be rescued at the end of the game. As I said, it's a push your luck. You're going to roll dice and try to see who is going to be faster. There is a safe way to go through the city, and there's a little bit more risky, but also allows you some sort of catch-up mechanism that allows you to maybe win or at least go back into play if something goes bad throughout the game. Let's see how it plays City of Demons. To set up the game, you place the main board at the center between the two players, and then you allocate the dice according to their location. The pip in this phase of the die indicates in which area of the board needs to be allocated. So 5 pips, you place a number 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you have the danger die, the black one, will be here that indicates the tunnel. These are the chips for each player. They are single-sided. You're going to place at the start, and then you're going to give to each player a player board where you have the breakdown of the turn. You're also going to get some information, health. Each player starts with 3 health, and then you're going to have a junk. Junk here in this game is some sort of currency that allows you to play cards. Each player are going to get a cube, and you're going to place at the minimum value here on the left. It's going to be 3 in terms of max return health, and you're going to have 0 as a demon invasion. And so on player's turn, the player will roll the die based on their location, and they will resolve it. The hope is to advance, gather the bonuses that you get, and then eventually get to the end and get the controller room activated and win the game. Now we're going to look into what the different phase of the dice tells you, and also the location, how to utilize the tokens. As I said, the players will move through this location one at a time. So you're going to roll the die, you're going to resolve it. So for example, if you have the arrow pointing up, you will advance, and then you will finish your turn. Then you will place the die back here. You will get whatever resources and resolve whatever die is telling you. We're going to look into the difference later, and it will be the turn of the next player. The next player will resolve the die. Let's say it advances, and this continues between players. I advance, the other player doesn't advance, I advance back. Maybe the other player keeps rolling bad and then needs to go back and loses health and end up in the camp. And so this is keep going until someone eventually will arrive to the end. When you get killed and you lose all the health and you go back to the camp, what happens is, first of all, you will gain all the health back. You will be able to move to the swamp. And when you get to the swamp, you may be able to stay there, get a junk, and also draw a card. Anytime during the game, for example, I said this red player is behind, is now in the city, but I'm clearly ahead and it's behind. Anytime you can decide to go on the underground. The underground is a big line to try to get to the opponents. Essentially, it's the only time you're allowed to roll the die multiple times. Every location, these yellow dice can be rolled only once. The black one can be rolled as many times as you wish or afford until you die, because yes allows you to move many times. So there are many phases that allow you to move, but there are also very bad consequences. And so you can keep rolling and resolve the die, you can advance. And when you roll the black die, yes, you advance, but that's the only time where you don't get the benefit. You get the benefit only when you come up from the tunnel. So, for example, this player keep rolling, and eventually, for example, it's getting bad rolls, and I say, okay, I give up. I go out from the tunnel, so he was able to go from the start to this point in the same turn. When he comes out from the tunnel, he will get the reward of the location. He will not get the reward of the other location when he's in the tunnels. So this is the push your luck, the major push your luck element. You start getting resources, things that allow you to manipulate the cards, and eventually sometimes you're gonna lose health and you need to go back to the camp. And so a way to catch up is rolling the black die. But there are very serious consequences that that die can bring with it. So now let's see what you can do on your turn. You have a nice breakdown of the turn on each player board. And so on your turn, depending on which level you are, you're going to roll the die. So if I'm in the city here, for example, on the towers, I will roll this die and I will resolve. In this case, actually advance. When I advance, as I said, I will get the reward over there. Another option that I can have, I'm in the towers, I go in the tunnel, I will roll the black die and I will take any consequences. In the case I advance in the tunnel, I don't get the reward as I already mentioned before. And I keep rolling the die if I wish so, or I can afford it. Eventually, you will lose health. When you lose health, you go to the camp. If I'm in the camp, I will get the max of my health. So if I'm at the beginning of the game, your max health is going to be 3. So I will gain these three things back. And I will also gain a junk. This is the unit, the junk. After that, I can decided to move into the swamp, or if I decide to stay, I can draw one gear card, and we'll see how craft the gear cards work. If I decided to move to the swamp, I will get a gear as well. And when I'm in this swamp, I can decide to go into the outer perimeter and then roll and resolve the die, or I can stay there and also draw gear card. After I roll the die, or have rolled many times the black die, I end my turn. At the end of my turn, I can do many action. I can repeat as many as I can afford. What I can do is spending info. Here tells you what info means. You can spend info to increase your runner health. You can spend info to get a beacon, and we'll see what the beacons do. And then you can increase your demon invasion. Is the capability to avoid demons, essentially to take less hits when the demon strikes. Another things I can do at the end of my turn is spending beacons. This is only one option. I cannot do multiple options. So I can activate a secret from a city level. You see here, each city level gives you some special ability or special power. Those come with a cost, 1 beacon, 2 beacons. And eventually the last level is 5 beacons, which essentially will grant you the win of the game. Then you can convert beacon into info in a 1-to-1 ratio. You can spend this beacon to get 1 info, or in a 1-to-2 ratio, I can spend 1 beacon to get 2 gears. And then I can spend 1 beacon at the end of my turn to move my character 1 space forward. At the end of my turn, I can activate gears. For example, if I have craft this card, I can advance 1 more level. Then I can return to camp if I wish so. So, for example, if I have very little health, I want to get better cards, etc. I don't have enough cards, whatever you want to do. There might be occasion where you want to go purposely back on camp. When you do that, you discard all the beacons you have accumulated. You move all the junk that you have into the camp, and thus will be utilized to draw cards or fix cards if you want to. And then you're going to move your runner to the camp. You will restore your health, and optionally, you can fix gear. So when you take the junk and you move it from here to your junkyard, you will be able to fix gears. So you're going to have cards in your hands. And when you have cards in your hands, you're at the camp, you can fix, you can essentially craft them. Here you see the cost of the gear 1, 2. So for example, if I want to craft 2, I will spend 2 of these 2 gears that now are in my camp to craft this card. When I do that, immediately I can draw 2 more gears on my hand, and one of them I can place there and place 1 junk, indicating that I can craft it very soon or have a discount. So it is kind of a game incentivized to craft gears, and you can have a very cool end of the turn when you have many junks to spend and you draw many cards that already get a discount right away. And finally, the last things we need to talk about is the symbol that you're going to encounter on your die. You can encounter this symbol here. This is the radiation symbol. When you encounter this, you lose 1 health. When you see this symbol here, this kind of 2 circle connected one by line is the symbol for info. So every time you roll it, you will get 1 info. If you roll this one, is the symbol for a beacon. So if you roll this, you will gain 1 beacon. If you roll this is the symbol for junk, so you will get 1 junk. If you roll this and you see there is a next, this is the demon. You lose 2 health per demon symbol showing. But if you manage to evade all the demons shown by the die, you will gain 1 beacon. At the beginning of the game, you have no demon evasion. So if you roll 1x like this, you will lose 2 health. Throughout the game, you will be able to advance this. So if you have 1 demon evasion and you roll this X, you will be able to evade this demon. And because you evade them all, you will gain 1 beacon. If you roll this, you have the arrow pointing up. This is how you go in to the next level. You get also a beacon in this case. And don't forget, you will get also the reward shown on the board. And finally, you have this symbol here. This symbol is the only one that you're going to find on the die number 5. And that means that when you roll this, you will go back 1 space to number 4. So you have to reattempt again to enter the control room. If at some point throughout your turn you roll, for example, so many demons, you lose all your health, you get stunned, you set your health to 1, you must discard beacon and 2 junk from your runner mat, if you have them, and move 1 level down. So that's why sometimes you want to go to the camp to max out your health, get the gears done so you don't lose the beacons and the junks that you have connected so far. And there are many, many cards, very interesting gears. There is also a complete explanation of them. There are many gears cards that I'll let you to explore. The text is very well written. And there's also a solo mode by having an explorer. I'll let you do it by yourself. And this is how you play City of Demons. And here you have it, City of Demons, a 2-player push your luck game by Nightgales Games. And if you made it so far, please don't forget to subscribe, click the notification bell, share with your friends. You know the drill. This is not your first YouTube video, am I right? Thank you very much, and see you next time. Ciao.